In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to make thumbnail images for your online course using a platform called Canva. That's canva.com. Before I get started, please remember to hit subscribe if you want to hear more videos about Kajabi and building an online course business. So Canva is a really useful tool. I use it every single day to make various design assets for my online business. And one of the things that I use it for is to make thumbnail images for my courses and memberships and various products in Kajabi. Canva has both a free version and a paid version. The paid version gives you access to a wider variety of features and stock images, and I think it's well worth it because it's a very affordable subscription, but you don't have to have it. You will be perfectly fine using the free version if that's how you prefer to get started. If you do want to check out Pro, I have a link for a 30-day free trial that I will post below this video. So we're just going to get started now going over how to make thumbnail images for your course in Kajabi. So you go to canva.com, then you click on the purple button in the upper right that says create a design. And I'm going to want to create a thumbnail image that meets the dimensions that fit within a Kajabi course. So the way I do that is I click create a design and then I click custom size, the little circle in the bottom left, and I put in width of 1280 and height of 720. So those are the Kajabi thumbnail image dimensions. And then I click create new design. And so it gives me basically this blank canvas in the form of a rectangle. And so I have two options. I can either design something from scratch using different fonts, colors, images, and designs, or I can use one of the templates that Canva has for me to choose from, which is definitely the easier way to go. So I'm just going to scroll through the options here on the left so that you can get a sense of how varied they are. And let's choose, let's see, I think I saw one here that caught my eye, kind of like this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you can see when I clicked on it, it gives me 16 different designs that are all part of that same template. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cover image or a thumbnail to represent my course as a whole. So I'm going to click on the first page of the design, and as soon as I click on it, it appears here on my screen. It filled out my canvas. So now all I have to do is customize it. So let's say I want this rectangle to be a different color instead of orange. So I click on it, and then this little square appears on the left of the white editing bar. And when I hover over it, it says color. So then I can just type in a different color. Like, let's say I want it to be purple. And I will have a choice of many different shades of the color. So I just choose one that I like. Now I want to change the text. So I just double click on the text and I'm going to put whatever my course name is here. And I don't think I need this learn more button because it doesn't really apply. I'm just making a cover image for my course. So I'm just going to click on it and just click on each element of it and press delete. Now I want to change this image. So what I have here is it's like an image with an orange overlay on top of it. So I'm just going to click delete on the overlay. And then for the image, I'm also going to click delete there. And I'm going to go to the toolbar on the left, this vertical black toolbar, and I'm going to click on photos and I'm going to choose something else. So let's say I am creating a course on cooking. I'm just going to type cooking into the photos search. And I'm going to just choose a stock photo that I would like to represent my course. So once I select one, I just click and literally drag and drop, and it fills in that space. Actually, I feel like now I shouldn't use a purple rectangle. I'm going to maybe try green. I think of green when I think of cooking. Okay, I think that looks better. I'm actually just going to get rid of that bar at the top, and I'm going to make this drag the upper edge of the picture up and to this and over a little bit to make it a little bit bigger. So now I have a thumbnail image to represent my course as a whole. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to make a thumbnail image for each module of the course. So a module is like a chapter or a step or an overall topic that I'm going to be teaching on in a course. For a mini course, I would typically recommend having about 3 modules. So I'm going to click on the bottom where it says add page, and I'm going to go back to my templates, and I'm going to choose now another page within the same template so that I'm consistent with the overall look and feel and the font of it. So I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to make similar changes that I just made to the first image. So I'm going to get rid of the black bar at the top. And then I'm going to take this image and I'm going to just drag it a little bit so that it goes all the way to the top. Now I'm going to put in a different image here so that it's not a computer screen. So I'm going to go back to photos, and let's say now I'm going to put like vegetables. I'm going to search for vegetables. I'm going to select one and drag and drop. Now I'm going to click on the orange rectangle on the main part of the screen, and then I'm going to click on the little orange square in the corner where it says color, and I'm going to use, let me just see, I want to make sure it matches. Let me click on this first one again to see. Okay, it's this first one called sidewalk greenery. So now I'm going to just make sure that the second rectangle is the same shade of green. Okay, so now I'm going to double click where it says go to market strategy, and I'm going to write module 1. So you can either write module 1, 2, 3, or step 1, 2, 3, or chapter or topic, however you want to refer to it, or you can actually just put what the name of the module is. And then if you want, underneath it, you can put a little description about it. So I would put something like whatever the name of the module is, and then in the next box, description. So you can write a description or you can write what you'll learn. I'm going to get rid of this little arrow thing in the bottom by clicking on it and pressing delete. So once I format my first module, I'm going to click on this icon right above it, the one that's to the left of the trash can, and that's to duplicate the page. So then for this next one, I'm just going to change it to say module 2. You might have to modify the description, then duplicate it again and do module 3. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make thumbnail images to represent each of the lessons within the modules. So if you think of modules as categories within your course, the lessons are like subcategories or subtopics. So typically for a mini course, you might have about 3 modules and 2 to 5 lessons within each module. So in order to make the thumbnail images for my lessons, I'm going to click on Add Page at the bottom. I'm going to now click on Templates again on the left, and I'm going to choose now another design that's within the same template, again, for a consistent look and feel. So I'm going to choose this one. I'm just going to get rid of the same elements that I got rid of in my other ones. I'm going to drag this up, this text box, and just make it a little longer and put like description or name of lesson. I'm going to click on the orange and change it to the same shade of green. And then instead of action plan, I'm going to double click and I'm going to put lesson 1. And then for the photo, I'm going to click delete and then go to my photos and choose something else. So let's say I want to have like a cutting board. So for each of your lessons, you may want to put a different image, but ones that follow along the same theme. So I just made a thumbnail for lesson 1. So I click duplicate at the top. I change it to lesson 2, but maybe for lesson 2, instead of a cutting board, I would want to have something like a knife. Maybe if I'm teaching like cooking skills, that would be relevant, right? And then I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to do lesson 3. And I'm going to put, let's say, stove. Oops. I'm going to click, drag it over, and then I can double click and like drag it if I want to center it a little bit differently. So that's how I make thumbnail images for my course as a whole, for each module within my course, and then for each lesson that goes within a module. So when I'm ready to download these images, I go to Share, Download, and then under File Type, I want to choose JPEG, JPG. And you can either download the pages one at a time by selecting them within this drop-down box, or if you keep it set to all pages and you click download, what's going to happen is a zip file will download to your computer and it will have all of the images together in one folder. And that's how you make thumbnail images for your Kajabi course.